Welcome to The Right Question. I'm Daphne Gray Grant. Today I'm talking about how to solve a mind mapping problem. Here's a question from Elizabeth Fox, a PhD student based in Brooklyn, New York. Here's what she asked via email. I started a mind map with the question, what do new crit, rhetorical, and narratology have in common? But I came to a screeching halt and blanked out. I do think these items belong together, but I just can't articulate why. What should I do next? Thanks for the question, Elizabeth. Coming up with a blank, or as I like to put it, hitting a brick wall, can happen when you mind map. This probably happens because you're overthinking or trying too hard with a question. The more you try to think about something, the harder it becomes to come up with an answer. Here are some strategies for solving that problem. First, go for a walk before you start any mind map. I've talked a lot before about what a fantastic tool walking is for thinking, but it's a particularly good thing to try when you want to stop overthinking. Don't force yourself to think about what you want to write, but give yourself permission to do so. You want to get into the relaxed, daydreamy state that's a writer's best friend. In the center of the mind map, make sure you ask yourself a really interesting and answerable question. I'm wondering if the question you mentioned might be a bit too complex. Note that you're asking yourself to compare 3 things, which is far more complicated than comparing 2. Perhaps instead you could do 3 separate mind maps. What do new crit and rhetorical have in common? What do rhetorical and narratology have in common? And what do new crit and narratology have in common? Do you see how splitting it up in this manner might make things easier for you? Doing these mind maps should take no more than 3 to 5 minutes apiece, so that's a total of 15 minutes max. If that seems like too much time, think about how much time a good mind map can save you when you're writing. It's also possible that these are just the wrong questions for you. Some writers need to do 2 or 3 mind maps just to figure out what the right question might be for the center of the mind map. Don't be alarmed if this happens. As writers, we often have vague and inchoate ideas running around inside our heads. This doesn't mean the ideas are wrong or unworthy. It may mean, however, that they need some fleshing out or tweaking before they become appropriate for paper. An initial mind map, even one on the wrong topic, can help identify what might be a better question for the next mind map. Don't ignore that possibility. Remember that one mind map does not necessarily equal one piece of writing. Another important aspect is doodling. Doodling is an excellent way to help get you into that daydreamy state that will lead to better writing. Keep your pen moving. This is far more valuable than simply staring off vaguely into space. Mind mapping is a great way to get access to new creative ideas, but it takes a little practice to get used to it. Let me assure you, it is worth the effort. When mind mapping works, it's like a little sprinkling of fairy dust. Finally, let me wrap up with a quote from mind mapping guru Tony Buzan. Your brain is like a sleeping giant. Thanks for your question, Elizabeth. I know you're frustrated right now, but please give your brain a few more chances. Answers may take a while to emerge. Just give your sleeping giant a chance to wake up.